Welcome to this preliminary final between the Casey Warriors and the Northwest Wolves here at Langama Park in Sunbury. Ross Antoniolli, what a big match. What do you expect?
Well, I'm expecting a great tussle today between the Northwest Wolves and Casey Warriors. We've already seen some terrific games in the lower grades here today. It's dry, it's slight breeze, but really perfect conditions. And obviously last week Casey had a great game. They played really well for 60 minutes of that match, and they'll be looking to improve on that, and they'll need to, because Northwest played well for the full 80 mile. It took them to the last minute to win the match. They kind of had the ascendancy throughout the match, so it should be a crackerjack.
Preliminary final. Wolves will get us underway here at Langama Park in Sunbury. And taken by Nalwini. He's almost dropped it, but he managed to stay in the field of play. And that's Earl taken. And here come the Warriors, still inside their 10. Some strong defence. That's Finau. And they go right. Manassi. 3 tackles gone for the Warriors. And here's Williams, wrapped up by Ertel, and that's Christie. Early kick here from Nalwini, long inside their own half, and Samiki urgently there. It's bobbling around. Oh, I reckon he's knocked that on, Roscoe.
Yeah, mate, you've seen that right. The referee Basham's got that as a knock on, and the early kicks come off for Casey. They now get the ball with some good field position and a good first set for them.
What a start. Initially, some great defence by the Wolves. The Warriors really struggling to get out of their own line, but as you mentioned there, Ross, early kick and a chance for the Warriors to attack inside the first minute.
Well, it was a good play, nice kick from Nalwini. He's going to look to have a really big game this week. He's a Victorian representative, and we'll have to keep an eye out for him during the match.
So here come the Warriors. A nice move, and that's Butson. Impressive run. First tackle for the Warriors. Bottini playing at halfback. That's Pisa. Pisa's eventually wrapped up. And Tolotau's on the field. And here come the Warriors once again. A couple of tackles remaining. Bottini, nice pump through to Manasseh, and Manasseh's tackle 10 metres out from the line. Bottini, right hand play, Manasseh. And here's the 5th tackle. Nalwini, nice grubber and kick, but well taken by the Wolves. And very close to the goal line. And a penalty for the Northwest Wolves.
Yeah, just keeping their hand on the ball there. They're certainly playing with an enthusiastic start, much like they did last week against the Sunbury Tigers. So they're really trying to gain the ascendancy early, and just a little bit over-enthusiastic there, trying to control the speed of the play ball.
Opportunity for the Wolves, their first real use of the football. As that was Sweet into contact there. Toilu and Sweet again. Wraps up, and that's tackle 2 for the Wolves. A buffeting run there by Iosa. Ertel. Mason. And Mason gets his team up to about 40 metres out. And they pass halfway. A strong run by Farlogo. Ertel from dummy half. And looks like a ricochet. So they have to go all the way back. Was it touched? We'll have to watch for the referee's call. And it looks like that's the handoff.
Yeah, I thought that might have been played to be honest there. But a nice, I guess, nerve-settling set there for the Wolves. They were able to just carry the ball hard into the defensive line, get their hands on the ball, and like I say, settle a few nerves.
So Warriors on tackle 1, and they're already inside the opposition half. It's Toilu. That's Leah on. Early touch for him. Some strong defence by the Wolves. Headed up by Petololisi.
Noodle was in there too. He's a real strong worker, Ray Noodle. So he's coming back from a shoulder injury. They'll be looking to get a lot more minutes out of him and a lot more work out of him than last week.
Watini inside ball. That's Leah. Looks like a late shot on Manasi, but he's up as Watini shifts it right. And here's Nawini. Towering kick. And the Warriors looks like they'll still have it. The Wolves get it back and play on as the call. So fortuitous play there.
Yeah, they certainly went up to compete for the ball, but nobody was willing to take responsibility for getting the ball back.
So the right idea by Sean Nawini, but the Wolves hang on and they look to get it through their big forwards. And here's one of them there. That's Final.
They've certainly got a big pack, the Wolves, and they'll be looking to try and use that to every advantage as the game goes on. That's how we've seen them win their games during the course of the year. But we've had the first error of the match.
So Samiki, error in the play of the ball there, and the Warriors will get it back through the scrum feed.
And I guess the key guys to look out for the Wolves, we've already mentioned Erdl. There's also Falogo, who's already had a really strong carry, so we need to keep an eye out for him and across their forward pack.
Yes, indeed, Roscoe, a big pack, the Wolves, versus probably a smaller forward pack for the KC, a bit more speed. So we'll definitely see how this unfolds later in the match. A nice hot day here at Langama Park as the Warriors pass halfway through Williams. And dummy half run by Toilu. He's made 10 and a nice offload, but, well, it's been taken there by Aisi, and he's still going. James Aisi.
And here's a good opportunity to the Wolves. They can start their set of 6 in the opposition half. The first time they've been able to do that so far in the match. It seems to be the Warriors have had more of the field position, so there's a good opportunity for the Wolves.
Mason. That's Filogo. He's still going. Filogo, Simon Filogo, and that's Joshua Canongata scores for the Wolves. What a first try.
Well, that's fantastic play from the Wolves. We were just saying that they really needed to look to set up their attack for the whole set of 6. And Mason just throws a terrific ball here. He holds it up nicely, and Folonga hits that hole with speed. He's a big unit and just gets the passing, and Kanagata's just got a little bit too much speed and crosses over in the corner, and they'll be really pleased to get the first points on the board.
A lot of pressure early on, but recovering nicely the Wolves. Here's Christie from wide out. Strikes it pretty well, but just to the left of the uprights. It's 4-0 Wolves. Early lead here in the preliminary final. So Nawini kicks us off. And here come the Wolves again through their big man. And here's one of the big ones. Again, it's Iosa. And it looks like some strong grounds. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, it was a little bit silly there from Manasi. They're trying to be aggressive. They're trying to find themselves way back into the match. But that's not the way to do it.
So Mason with a touch finder, just short of halfway. Wolves double error really, so they get something back, and well, there's another error for you. So great opportunity. It's undone by poor carry, and the Wolves come back through Butson.
Bit of a let-off there for the Warriors. Now they're able to work their way into the opposition half.
So that's Sweets with the green boots you can see there. Waka Sweets passing halfway. Toilu gives it off to Garmansway, and Garmansway, that's the 40-metre line you can see there, not far away, KC. Watini. Still going, Watini. Well wrapped up by Tolatau. And there's Nawini again. Butson. Sweets. Sweets still going. What a pass. Very close, the Warriors. And there's Nawini. Lovely grubbering kick. And it looks like it's missed everyone. And it will be a restart there for the 20-metre line.
Yeah, we've got a 20-metre restart there, but Nawini again showing his skill with the boot. I think, we can see that he's got a kicking game. We've seen the long kick, we've seen the short kick, and he's looking like he's brought his kicking boots with him today.
Nice touches by both halves for both teams as Ertel and the Wolves look to get back into some sort of semblance here. Some buffeting defence there. Nawini was involved. As the Wolves again. So Marmont sway, and it looks like another penalty. Some defence probably held on a bit long there. Marmont sway.
Again, it was probably just over enthusiasm really that's cost Casey there.
Quick tap, that's unusual. So great running. It's Fire Logo who set up that first try. In fact, that's Peletolisi. So the Wolves looking to pass halfway. Long ball by Ertel. Giving it some room is Mason. Taken well by Toilu and Watini. Again, the Wolves, that's not a good pass. Josh Kanagasa wraps that one up. He recovers the situation. There's McQueen and Pisa. Stop him in his tracks. Mason. Some nice, strong running again by these Wolves forwards. Here's a kick by Miaeri. And now, good kick chase there by the Wolves.
Yeah, and they've shown a willingness to distribute the ball to the edges. They're just lacking that execution at the moment. We've seen a ball hit the deck. We've seen a knock on. So while the intent is there, the execution's just off a little bit.
So here's the Warriors. That's Pizza. Cut out ball by Garmon Sway. And that's Sweet. He's well covered by Tolatau. And that was Miahere in the thick of it as well. Again, some one-on-one tackling, but a missed tackle there by Afoa. And now the Warriors. Here's a kick and shapes the kick, but still going here, Casey. And they're going to run it. Manase, lovely ball. That's Watini. The Warriors still going, and no, that's unfortunate. So Joe Watini knocks on. A good opportunity, some exciting play there by the Warriors, Ross.
Yeah, and it was good to see Sean Nawini come over, float over to the left side of the field, and he shaped a kick and then decided no, the run was the option, and I like that little bit of enterprising play there.
So a dry track here at Langama Park. It's all certainly these two teams very lively in attack this year. Let's see how they'll put it together today. At the moment, both sides showing some encouraging attacking plays. There's the Wolves off their scrum. Gertul. Collard, Tolatau, it looked highish, but play on. It's Ertel. Nice inside ball to Afoa. Well stopped in the end by Sweet. Nice dummy half run. Still going. That's lovely play. Oh, and that's a fantastic tackle. And Fire Loga, well, he was a human cement truck there.
Yeah, I think the defender there, Peace, had just probably got his head in a slightly wrong position, and unfortunately he's come off worse for wear. But the medical staff are straight out there and doing their due diligence. I got there in the end.
I think it's due. You recovered there, Ross. As they set up the Wolves. So Christie will get things underway.
Again, they were showing their willingness to get to the edges, and they seem to be attacking this left-hand defence of Casey a little bit. We've seen 2 or 3 times they've raided down this side with success, scoring the try.
Ertul takes it upon himself to move forward for the Wolves. It's a 10-metre line you see. Now some urgent defence needed by Casey. Here come the Wolves again. That's Aisi. Aisi still going. He's close, but held up short. In fact, there's a turnover. So the Warriors, some defence, but a let off for them.
Yeah, just again on the Wolves, they're showing their intent. They're willing to run the ball. It was the first time they would have been placing an attacking kick inside the 20 metres of the opposition, but they showed their hand. They said, no, we're going to challenge you. We're going to run the ball. We're going to challenge your defensive line at every opportunity we get.
And that's McQueen. He's full of running. Now they look to spread it, KC. That looks like, yes, it's Manassi still going, tiptoeing across the sideline. He's out. Enterprising play again. The Warriors from nothing to something very quickly, but the Wolves hang on.
Yeah, it was good cover defence coming across there from Samiki. He measured it quite well. He knew what speed he had, showed him the sideline, challenged him, made sure that he wasn't going to get beaten on the inside, challenged Manassi down the sideline, and just timed his tackle to perfection.
Manassi, the 17 tries he's scored this year, clear leader in the try-scoring stakes for the first grade competition. Looks like he was away again, but Cody Samiki, good enough in that occasion. As the Wolves restart us. About 16 minutes of play here in the preliminary final. The winner going on to play Sunbury. And there's Ertul. And some strong running again. As they use their big men, the Wolves. That's a Foa.
Now, would you believe me if I told you Afoa was still studying in Year 12 at Victoria University Secondary College?
I wouldn't, Ross. It's a nice stat there. He's young enough to probably be your son as a kick through.
Come on, mate. He might be young, but I'm not that old.
Maybe looks to deceiving as some urgent work there by Leosa.
And then he ran straight into Ray Ertul.
So Leosa does well, and all of a sudden, so a stoppage here. In fact, it's a penalty to Casey. So a bit too enthusiastic there, Ross.
Yeah, that's their first penalty of the match, and come at a good time for them. They were having to ruck the ball out of their own end. Now they can look to build a set from a set starting point and work their way into the Wolves' territory.
The Warriors restart us. And that's Carter. Passing halfway there. So the Warriors. Sweet, and he's buffeted over. That's some defence. Some very good defence, and a bit of afters as well, but they managed to keep going. KC, so a juggling act there by Ikafo, and now there's McQueen. And he's sandwiched. One of the tacklers, Watolatau. Butts in. Gets it. And now the Warriors, here's a big kick. That's a lovely looking kick, but in the end, that's well taken. And the Wolves, they hang on.
Yeah, a little strawn. He would have heard the thumping feet of the Casey defenders there, but he stood his ground, kept his eye on the ball, and took a nice catch under pressure.
So the Wolves, there's Simake. Samiki gets out of his own 20-metre line. Ertul playing, mixing it up from hooker, and looks like he's sort of playing in the second row. There is an early kick by the Wolves as Butson lines it up and he slips over, and almost an accident. But in the end, it looks like the Wolves will hang on there, and we'll have to see what's going to come out of that mess.
Well, I think Butson, he needs to be urgent to get the ball on the full. He got an unlucky bounce, and he's got the speed, and he was in a good enough position to try and catch that ball on the full. Instead, when he's got the unlucky bounce, he slipped over, reached for the ball, and I think he actually may have knocked the ball on. So it will be a Wolves scrum feed, and I'm sure the message is come out from the coach to Butson to get those balls on the full.
Well, we saw it in the first play of the game, Ross. That risk that you take. So another risk there is, well, Butson looking to make up for it with a big hit on Ursel. In fact, it's actually might have been, in the end, a great result. So Butson making the error, but then coming up with that strong hit, and they'll get it back.
Yeah, a little bit fortunate there. Wolves will certainly be disappointed to turn over the ball in such good field position on tackle one. It's a missed opportunity, absolutely. Although I will say the first 20 minutes of this match, the defence has been very willing from both teams. Both teams are really trying to gain some ascendancy, and they're doing that through their physicality of their defence.
Certainly agree with that, Ross, as the Warriors, that's Carter. Williams. Nawini. Nice ball. That's Peligutu, and Peligutu's going. What a lovely run. About 10 metres out. Here come the Warriors. Nawini. That's Hita, the skipper. Watini. And that looks like Manasi.
I think it was Williams. He just needed to straighten the attack there. He drifted a little bit sideways, looking for runners on the inside, but he needed to go a little bit straighter.
Here's one of these great kicks from Nawini, and it's a bit big in the end. Oh, my word, it's in the end. Wow. They might have hung on there, the Wolves.
Well, he got the bounce in the end that he was looking for, Nawini, and that made the Wolves play the ball over the dead ball line, and the Warriors will look to continue to build pressure here.
So the second kick that Sean Nawini has put in a nice little grubber, and again, a good result there. So some variation in kicks, it's great to see.
Well, it looked like it was going to go dead, didn't it? And just that last bounce sort of put everybody under a little bit of pressure.
Certainly fooled me, Ross, as the skipper for the Warriors. That's Hita, and a penalty, earns his side a penalty. So good start again, another set of 6 coming up for the Warriors.
Well, I guess if you were going to give a penalty away, at least it happened on tackle one.
That's true. That is very true. That's Williams. So also making that one. And Kata. That's 10 metres out now for the Warriors. Toilu goes left as Williams looks to put on a bit of footwork. Williams is going nowhere. A couple more tackles remaining as the Warriors. Here's Nawini, and Butson chimes in there. Here's a try, yes, and Peligutu, he has scored.
Well, we got a try there for the Warriors coming off the back of their repeat set there. They looked to work towards the centre of the field and just to the left of the post, and they had some nice shape out wide. They were able to get the ball to Butson, who holds the ball up really, really nicely. Nice little double pump, and that's what creates the space for Peligutu to run through. I think the defence there, Butson's got some speed. I think they were just holding off a little bit, and he just created that space really nicely for his teammate to stroll through and score a try.
Butson chiming in beautifully, as he's done all year. As Sean Nawini strikes that one, doesn't quite have enough on it. So 4 all, we've had 24 minutes. of the preliminary final as the Wolves restart us. Nawini. And a strong carry as Hita. That's Kata. Baega looking to put an end to that run along with Petulolisi. And a nice run there by Sweet. Again, Petulolisi involved in that tackle along with Tolatau. The Warriors shift it left. Watini, nice inside ball.
Just in this set, after 3 tackles, they're at the 35-metre mark, and it's no coincidence that their 2 forward leaders had carried the ball. Hita and Sweet had carried the ball in that set to get them into that position. You know, the Warriors really play off the back of a lot of the work they do.
Definitely, Ross is on 5. Here's Watini, nice high kick. Juggling act, but in the end, they do manage to recover the Wolves through Strawn.
And another nice take, I think what we haven't really stated is it is a bit breezy out here today, so it does make it a little bit difficult for the fullbacks and wingers to take those high balls.
A bit out on their feet here, the Wolves. You can see some hands on hips, so they need to really get involved in attack here, and especially some of their backs to help out their forwards who've done a lot of defensive work.
The Warriors have really lifted after that try. They had a great set of 6. Got the kick down into the corner. They've had a great chase, and they're really trying to muscle up in defence and use their momentum that they've gained at the moment.
So here come the Wolves. Ertul. And a nice run there. So up to halfway, and
I don't think that's going to please the Wolves, coach. That's poor last tackle option when you're working the ball out of your own half. Not to make sure that you get that kick away.
That's right, they did not take that opportunity, and here come the Warriors. Catching everyone out there is Toilu. That's Ikafo. And some good work there by Petulolisi. Again, Casey go right. So Hita involved heavily in the last few minutes here for the Warriors. Leading by example is Manase. Manase is so dangerous, but in the end, Christie does well.
Does well, because if in a one-on-one situation, Manase normally will try and be able to bump somebody off and then use his speed. So he did really well there, Christie.
Garmon Sway. Here's the last coming up for the Warriors. Nawini, nice ball. But knocked on, and it looks like in the end there by by McQueen.
I think that was actually Liosa, yeah. Yeah, great cover defence there. Some urgency shown by the Wolves. You know, this game is a real arm wrestle at the moment. Both teams are trading sets. The match is being played in between the 2 20-metre lines. It's probably just highlighting the evenness of these 2 teams at the moment.
So here come the Wolves. That's by a logo. And what's happened here again? So some scruffy work there, a ball carry, and
just putting themselves under a little bit of pressure. The Wolves not getting a kick away on the last tackle from inside your own half. And they worked really hard in defence and just saved the try in the corner. And then when they should be just rucking the ball out of their own half, maybe even kicking on forward and trying to get down the Warriors' end of the field, they make the error and put themselves under more pressure.
Warriors really testing the Wolves. That's a very good run by Pisa. He comes in the field of play and he's wrapped up there though. Mason does well. Butts in into dummy half.
Good pick up there by Watini.
That's the uprights you see there. Manasi again looking to put on some magic. Manasi sees through. That's Toilu, and yes, he's over. Toilu, Baker Toilu scores just like that.
As we said, Manasi out on the left-hand side. He's going to look for the one-on-ones. He's going to try and bust through your tackle, use a little bit of footwork. In this instance, he's gone footwork through the line, spins around, able to get an offload away, and there's the try for the Warriors to put them in front for the first time today.
Sparkling work by Manassi.
It really comes off the patience of the Warriors. They've been completing their sets and turning the ball over on their own terms inside the Wolves' half. And the Wolves just haven't been able to cope with that in the last 3 or 4 times that they've had the ball. They've turned the ball over cheaply. They've turned the ball over in poor positions. And they're certainly going to have to rectify that to get themselves back in front.
10 points to 4. The Warriors lead. We've just gone half an hour in the preliminary final. Nawini. So again, Heater really taking upon himself to get his team moving forward. Another strong hit up first of all. Warriors, and that's Christie making another solid tackle with Finau. Well wrapped up there. Ertel and Heletolisi making those tackles. So the Warriors got a couple left here. Nice inside ball, Manassi! Manassi's away! Who's with him? Still going, Manassi! That's Garmont's way, not the man that you probably should have been expecting, I think, but doesn't matter. They've still got 1 tackle left. And Watini, here's an opportunity. Oh, great defense. Manassi's still going. Manassi's over the line. And he scores. Brendan Manassi, 14 points to 4.
Well, I don't think you can get a better set than that after scoring a try. Break through the middle of the field. They just had the numbers on the left-hand side. Just there. Ikafo just couldn't quite get the ball to his winger, but he was able to bounce out of the tackle, spin around, get a nice offload over the top to Manassi, who adds to his already grand tally of tries for season 2014.
$14 points to 4. Here's Nawini, and he's hooked it. So the score remains the Warriors leading the Wolves by 10 points. Got another 8 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, but Northwest Wolves, they really need to regroup here. They really need to focus on this defensive set and keep them inside the half. Make the Warriors kick out of their own half. We haven't seen that for a little while, so that's how they've got to find their way back into the game.
So here come the Warriors. That's Leah on tackle 2. And now some expansive work, but it's only going to go as far as Pisa. In fact, that's sloppy stuff and great defence. The Wolves get an opportunity.
Well, that is exactly the result that they needed. They really needed to put a little bit of pressure on. I'm sure they would be tired. They've had to do a lot of defending in the last 5 minutes. So for them to be able to lift and force an error, that they'll be pleased with that and give themselves an opportunity maybe to post the last try before half time.
20 metres out, Mason wearing the 21 with the headgear, as you see it in front of you. Here come the Wolves. That's Aisi. Strong carry. Sweet was with him.
If I was the Wolves, I'd be looking to work it to the left-hand side of the field and then hit back to their right, as they have been during the match.
It's Afoa, and they go the right-hand side. There's Jackson getting a touch there. Ertul. That's Isola. He's 5 metres away now. And they go left now, the Wolves. Here's a chance, Aisi. Very close, Aisi, but great defence by Casey. Oh, sensational work, Ross.
Yeah, that was really good defence, and they showed some urgency there. Palagutu really put his body in front of Aisi. He's a big unit. He showed a bit of bravery, put his body on the line, and then his teammates were able to come and support him and able to push the Wolves over the line, and they survived that opportunity.
Quite bizarre, something you probably won't see this year in consecutive sets of 6. Both opposition attacking teams have been pushed out of the sideline without completing their sets.
Well, so the Warriors are just flowing with confidence at the moment, are scoring the last 3 tries. So I can understand why they chance their arm, and by the same token, I can understand why the Wolves, like, they're attacking inside the 20-metre line of the Warriors, and some big defence here actually as we're talking.
The Wolves really getting stuck in now, using Filogo. So the Warriors really having to do the hard yards here. The seesawing match. Exciting match to watch in the bright sunshine in Sunbury. As now again they look to exploit through their outside backs as the Warriors get away. Lovely offload. Here they come again. But that's in the end wrapped up, still going, and a great offload. So the Warriors, that's Leah eventually. The Wolves having to really work hard in defence. Still inside their half, and that's Watini. And Samiki carries it well as a clattering defence led by Carter and also Williams. And Williams hangs on to get involved in another tackle with Palagutu. So on tackle 3, that's Isoa. Leah again. So the remaining 30 seconds, and it looks like the Wolves will have to restart there. Not long to go now. Here come the Northwest team. And that's it. So half time, and it's 14 points to 4. The Warriors leading the Wolves.
And hasn't it been a fantastic first half? You can really feel the tension here in these two teams and the supporters that are on the sidelines today. Casey have done a great job in completing this. Actually, both teams have probably completed around 70% of their of their sets. Early on, it looked like Casey had a little bit of possession. Wolves were able to hold on and then find their way to start to dominate the match and use their big fellas really to gain some ascendancy. And then just towards the end of the first half, Casey were able to come back, post 3 tries and take the lead into half time.
What's going to be in store for us? Well, we know that one of these teams will meet Sunbury in the grand final. Who will it be? Stay with us. We'll find out soon. As the second half of this preliminary first grade grand final, the Victorian Rugby League, the Casey Warriors playing the Northwest Wolves. Casey leading 14 points to 4. Really it's a seesawing affair as Sean Nawini gets us back underway. And the Wolves open their accounts. Some solid defence by Manassi. And again, they use their big man, the Wolves. It's Filogo. Ertul.
Really important for the Wolves that they get into their groove early in the second half, and they would really like to be the first team to score some points. I just think that if Casey were to go ahead by 3 tries, it'd be really, really difficult for the Wolves to come back. So very important they're the first to score in the second half.
Strawn really hit that one at speed, but in the end the Warriors hold on as a kick about to come, you'd think, but they go through Isoa, and a very good run by Tavita Isoa. In fact, that's Filogo. And now a kick coming, and I reckon that was Isoa. That's not a great kick at all, but in the end they get some sort of result on the back of that. So interesting start there by the Wolves.
Yeah, it's probably not who they want to have with the ball in their hands on the last tackle, but he did a reasonable job finding the try line, sideline. But the play before, he gave a terrific little offload there to put the Casey Warriors on the back foot. A reasonable first set there for the Wolves. They'll be pleased that they got down towards the 20-metre line, put the ball out, have a scrum. They can get their defence set and look to put Casey under a little bit of pressure.
That's what they try and do with a three-man tackle. It's Harry involved in that one. Slow play, and it looks like there might be a concern there. That's piece up.
The trainers will just come on and do all their checks, make sure that he's okay. I think the referee's got him for a knock on to play the ball there. A little bit harsh on the injured player, excuse me, but that's the way the referee's saying it, so that's how he's called it. I thought he had a pretty good first half, actually, and allowed the games to flow and allowed the two teams to sort themselves out, which was great.
Yes, very crucial how the referees also go, and have done well as that's Tolatau. So Ertel at dummy half. Looks right now. That's Iosa, and Iosa's lost it. And yes, a knock on, so a chance to apply pressure gone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I know that Iosa is really trying to inspire his team in this start of the second half. He's had lots of touches and he's had a couple of good touches. Unfortunately, that one just didn't come off, and he's over enthusiastic. But he's certainly trying to inspire his troops.
It's a bit of a sloppy start to this half as Casey come away, and as I say, sloppy is another turnover. So the Wolves, tit for tat there. Ertel, urgent stuff again.
All the Wolves need to do now is just get back, run onto the ball as hard as they can, get through some sets. The Warriors have made a couple of errors, and they really need to build pressure and make them pay for those errors.
So some strong running, that's Iosoa, and now they look to shift it. Miaheri, but Butson is there. As also Sweet. So the Wolves, this could be a chance. And Tolatau, struggling, he's still going Tolatau. Nice offload, in fact he's offloaded, but Nawini's got it for the Warriors. And that's all of a sudden the Warriors get to come back there.
Yeah, not quite the result they were looking for. Enterprising player, strong bustling run and an offload on the end of it, and looking to create those opportunities. And that's the third error in a row to start this half for Casey Warriors. I think the coaches will on the sidelines will be ripping their hair out.
So Isoa involved in a lot of strong work early on. Ertel goes right-hand play. That's Mason. Nice double round. Very close. That's Finau. And Filogo. Well wrapped up in the end though.
Plenty of Casey bodies there. They're certainly desperate when they defend their try line.
Mason. Christie. And wrapped up there. So the Wolves, only a few metres out. Switch there, that's Mahiri. And they're still going. Nice flick ball. That's Kanongata, and he's driven out of play. That's great defence by KC.
It was a terrific offload by Filogo to get the ball away under that attention. But unfortunately, there just wasn't a space for Kanongata to get over the line. And as we said, you know, Casey, they defend their try line with absolute desperation. There's been 7 sets of 6, only 1 set in the second half has been completed. But really, whichever team is able to settle down, get through their sets, will find themselves in the ascendancy.
I'm sure the respective skippers are telling their players that right now, Ross. You'd have to think, at least get to your kick, at least get something happening as the Warriors come back now. That's Erdl making that tackle with Miaheri. That was Hita. Some good running. And an offload there, but well, it's fortuitous, and the Warriors are going to get it back here.
Yeah, he was looking to offload the ball there, and the Wolves defenders knocked the ball down, and in the process it's gone forward. So referee David Basham got it spot on again.
So who's going to take control? Stop-start affair is Ross Antoniolli has been saying the last few minutes as Joe Watini for the Warriors. And now some good running, passing the halfway. That's great work. So the Warriors start off with a bang, and that's Butson. And, oh, that's just unfortunate. And Carter, in his haste, in his excitement, is knocked on, and all that goes again. Turnover once again, Ross.
Yeah, we've got 2 words for that in rugby league. I think it's coach killer. Butson's made a great run, used his speed and strength, and he's raced away for 40 metres or so to get Warriors into some good field position, and then turning the ball over on the very next tackle is just an absolute coach killer.
So must go down at the 7th set where we haven't had some sort of end result there. The Wolves, can they be the lucky ones to finish on a kick, Ross? We'll have to see. I'm sure all of you at home are enjoying this as well as we bring you this preliminary final as Josh Kanangata
did well to stay in there. He didn't have much space to work with, and the Warriors' defence was swarming on him.
That's right, Hita made that tackle all the way on the right-hand wing. So not happy there. It looks like that tackle completed in the end though. Miaheri, and chance now is Mason taken. Halfway line has been passed there by the Wolves. And here's Iosa, who's really had a strong impact in really the last 5 minutes or so, is Sweet made sure of that tackle. Here come the Wolves. Miaheri, nice little kick through, Butson covering, and that's a beautiful take there. And that's McQueen, he does very well. Still going, and now Casey look to try and build on the momentum. And what's happened there again? A mistake, and the Wolves. It's just like a table tennis game, Ross.
Well, it's just undone all that great work done by McQueen with that fantastic pickup. The kick was a great one. It found some space. McQueen attacked the ball and got his team on the front foot, only for them to turn it over.
Oh, Finau, he ran about 20 metres. The Warriors all looked and watched him, but in the end they get a penalty for that great run. So the Wolves, you can feel it. Something's going to happen here. We've had a couple of niggly tackles, and now it looks like a chance, and that's Viega. Appeared in last year's grand final with Sunbury, and now with the Wolves. Can he repeat it against his old club? That's Kanangata, Joshua. Taken by Toilu, and that's Butson over the top. Erdl, Miaheri, Tolatau, getting very close. Toilu's there as well as Butson, so doing a lot of work on defence. Very close now. The Wolves, opportunity for Petaliolisi. Again denied by a very good defence by the Warriors. And now Christie. That's Fialogo. And surely now that should be a try. And yes, the referee, David Basham, points to the spot. And Solomon Fialogo.
Again, we've seen a terrific try, and we'll catch it on the replay here. That Christie does great work to beat the defence there. Realises the space is on the outside, shifts the ball out to Fialogo, who's able to then get it onto the man on the outside of him, and some really good ball movement there. And that probably is a result of all the field position they've had, all the pressure they've been able to build. And it's game on here at Langama Park. So
by Tommy Tolatau in the end there, assisted by Filogo, as the kick from the sideline is okay, but we're not quite there. So 14 points to 8. As Casey restart, Mason takes it nicely. And strong running. That's Filogo. With Viega there, and now the Wolves. That's a handy little tip-on pass. So an offload, was it? Well, it wasn't. It was. So a penalty, they get it back at least. A quick tap by Ertl. Still going, some really fortuitous stuff there. These little tap-on passes by the Wolves, but in the end, they'll get some sort of value back. But, wow, I don't know what to say now, Ross, because it's another turnover.
Yeah, and he doesn't look too pleased with himself, I'm sure, Ertl there. He's working for a marker, trying to make up for his teammates.
So Williams, here's an offload. That looks a bit better. As Nawini, and he's struggling, and that's Aisi makes that tackle with the unmistakable headband. Head strapping as Butson breaks through. Butson's away. Michael Butson will scoot through and score, and Casey hits straight back. 18 points to 8. They lead over the Wolves.
Yeah, another terrific try. Just using speed more than anything. See, Watini turns the ball back on the inside to Butson, who just finds a fatigued Wolves defender and uses his speed, gets through the line, sells the dummy at the fullback, and it is TRY. They really needed that, the Warriors. They've been under the pump for the first half of this second half. They've been defeating their goal line with a lot of energy, a lot of urgency, and to come away and get points on the board the second time they're in the opposition half, they'll be really, really pleased with that.
Nawini makes no mistake, 20 points to 8. The Warriors now have a comfortable buffer over the Wolves, but they won't give in. Mehiri kicks off, and not an awkward kick, but doesn't matter. The Warriors will come back, and Petaliolisi makes that tackle with Christie. That's tackle 2 for Casey through gum on Sway. And here's an early kick. That's a nice kick by Watini, and he finds a bit of space there. Here's a good kick chase, and that's Heater leading that charge. So they do well. It's a very strong way to make a statement there after you score a try, Ross.
Yeah, that try's really lifted them, and that's just the set they would have wanted. Error-free, kick long, big energetic chase. It was a feature of their game last week against Sunbury, and they've got that out of their pockets again today.
That's a Vander Jackson up to 20 metre mark there. That's Ertl. And Viega struggling through. Taken well by Williams in the end. And also gum on Sway as Mason looks to make a half break. Up to the halfway. Ertl. Here comes a kick. And that's Christie. Nicely done there by Butson. Here's Butson.
How much better is it when he's urgent to get to the ball on the full? He gives himself a little bit of time and a little bit of space to work out where's he going to run into the defensive line.
It's quite a run by Michael Butson. He was head-on collision with at least a couple of defenders, but just bounces off and still managed to get his team on the front foot. As Pisa, they're flying in like aeroplanes, some of these Northwest players. Not quite hitting the mark though, as some good running by the Warriors. They've really stepped up a couple of notches here. Halfway, that's the line that you see. So here come the Warriors. That's Ikafol. Lovely inside pass. Great run there. And Iosa Here's Nawini. And Heater, the skipper. Dion Heater doesn't score many tries, but he comes very close. In the end, Viega stops him last. Here we go. Nawini. Watch for the little kick, but no, he shifts it. This could be one. Cannon get. In fact, that's Paligutu.
He's caught it forward.
So, well, a lucky escape, but in the end, the Wolves scramble and they hold off that challenge by a rejuvenated Warriors have really picked it up here, Ross.
Yeah, well, since they scored that try, well, they've been running with a lot more intensity and purpose, and making some breaks down the left-hand side, up the middle, shifted the ball out to the right there, and just a little bit of execution just let them down there, but certainly the try line was wide open. Wolves really need to get through their set here, get to the kick like they did in the last couple of sets, put on a good kick chase and try and go back to what they were doing at the start of this half, pinning Casey down in their own end and building pressure.
Aisi. So the Wolves trundle ahead, and
that's why we're there.
Ertul, and the Wolves still going now, so a couple of tackles left. And here's a good solid run, that's just what they need. The Wolves. Jackson, last tackle here. Mahiri, Christie, here's a big kick. It's Butson under it. In fact, it's he left it for his wing teammate, and a busting run. That's Pisa coming in to help out his wing and now his forward. So the Warriors passing halfway. Again, they respond just like that. It was a good set by the Wolves, Ross, but the Warriors equal to that challenge. Watini. And Manasseh. Good strong run. So Brendan Manasseh, he looks a bit ginger, but he gets up to play the ball. Here's Nawini, inside pass. It's Iosa.
He's Garmin Sway, mate. I think you're calling the Wolves player there.
And Nawini.
Easy done.
Lovely little kick, and it's in the end, well, that's a beautiful kick. So a restart by the Wolves.
Just probably gone a little bit too deep there, that kick, unfortunately, and or fortunately for the Wolves, depending what way you're looking at the match. But certainly they'll be relieved, the Wolves.
Plenty of time in this match. Still got 23 minutes as the Wolves. That's some big defence. Leah and Watini doing very well. But there's a good run, and he's unstoppable. But the Wolves are still trying to make a game of this, and that was Afoa, and he earns a penalty for his team. So the Northwest team are not out of this by any stretch.
No, absolutely, and it's good carry like that. They desperately needed that. It was a terrific carry by Afoa, and really getting his team on the front foot. Wolves really need to place a little bit of pressure on the Casey defenders here and look for a repeat set or a try if they can.
That's Tolatau on tackle one. Christie. Jackson. Palagutu does well and wraps him up with Nawini. And the Wolves go with Viega. There's Mihiri and a hard running Afoa. He's still going. That's William Afoa. He's very close, and in fact, it looks like a turnover there. So the Warriors, they somehow get out of jail, Ross.
Well, Afoa, he was getting ready to get that ball either down over the line for a try or looking to offload, Unfortunately, it just popped free, and the Warriors were quick to pounce on it and get across field and out of the in-goal area.
So here come the Warriors.
Next one again.
Hang on again. Mihiri makes that tackle with the help of Tolatau. Here's Watini inside his own 40. So Kanagata left it up now, and some good running by Samiki.
Again, they needed to get that ball on the full. They just gave the Warriors defenders an extra bounce to get down there and get their line together. They needed to catch the ball on the full and come back at them.
Strawn made that run as Ertel.
They tell me Ray Ertel is developing a training bra for men. So if you've got any needs, guys, Ray Ertel's your man.
Well, he's played a lot of positions today. He's at hooker there. He's also played in the second row, so I'm sure there comes a lot of variety, whatever he's selling, Ross, as they pass halfway the Wolves.
Well, he's just come back from a shoulder injury, so there's a bit of strapping and braces and whatnot that he uses at training. So that's what that's about.
Fantastic Buxton, fingertip control, showing his real skill there. And they'll get a penalty, so too quick in front of the marker there, offside, and the Warriors another relieving penalty.
Well, that's the first of the second half, and they'll be pleased to get that. The Wolves, exactly what they don't need, to state the bleeding obvious. They really need to be playing as much of this half in the Warriors' territory as possible. You just sort of get a sense that at the moment Casey is sort of getting to their kicks a little bit more often. They're starting to win the arm wrestle a little bit more without actually putting the points on the board.
So here come the Warriors. McQueen. That's Leah. Taken well by Finau. Quick play of the ball. And that's Ikafol. And they do well as Manasseh just settle things down and comes back into the traffic, and a lovely ball and now Leah has it there.
When you say settle things down, for Manasseh that means put on a bit of footwork, a hit and spin and an offload.
Well, at least it gets his team on the front foot. As a big cutout pass. Butson's there to receive it. What can he do? Twinkle toes Butson. As the Warriors, they keep it right as Nawini is going nowhere. And that's Sweet. Sweet drops it and a turnover. So the Wolves, they grip their teeth and they hang on once again.
Well, there are a couple of things I really liked in that player in that set. Obviously, the first was Manasseh always looking to take on defenders one-on-one and able to get the offload away. Then seeing Sean Nawini pop up over on the right-hand side and the short side, and looking to get involved in the play and inject himself into it. And then obviously Sweet found himself with a little bit of space, but he decided he was going to run over the top of the defender rather than try and use a bit of footwork on him.
So there's infringement in there with the scrum, and the Wolves get a relieving penalty. Just like that, a nice piggyback.
Just changes your mindset when you're coming out of your own end. If you're coming out of your own end after having had to defend a set of six, and certainly Casey were challenging all the defenders there, you get that penalty and you just feel a little bit more assured of yourselves and your teams, and you're just able to take things a little bit slower. But unfortunately, we've got another error there from the Wolves, and it's just not what they need at the moment.
Williams.
They need to be playing for field position.
Still going, Williams. Talking about field position, it's 20 metres to go. That's pretty good stuff there by the Warriors. They'll fancy their chances to really put a dent on the Wolves' finals aspirations.
Good first contact there by Christie. He's impressed me today. He's had a really good game.
Down the left.
It's been an intriguing battle of the hookers. for sure, with Ertel coming on, playing a lot of football there, and a knock on. That's unfortunate by the Warriors.
I think we've got a player down in back play, so he's just called time, and he's going to go check on the health and well-being. But again, it was my man Christie put on that good tackle. He's been really busy today, and he's defended strongly, and I thought he's had a really good game all round.
Yes, restart now. Here's a chance. There's Nawini. And Butson again chiming in, but taken by Jackson and also Christie. Very close, the Warriors. Nawini, cut out ball. That's an opportunity, and over the Warriors go once again. So they score another try to make it 24 points to 8.
Well, some great play there by the Warriors, and when he's got a player on his inside that's moving forward, he's got a player on his outside that's moving forward. So it just puts the defenders on the back foot. He picks out the run. I think it might even be Manasi again. Picks him out on a little bit wider, and he barges over. Now, what's got to happen here? The Wolves have to be really careful. After that try was scored, their body language, they looked tired. They dropped their heads a little bit. They need to show some resilience. Okay, they've not had a great deal of field position in the last 5 minutes or so. They need to get back into the way they were playing to begin the half.
Conversion successful by Sean Nawini. 26 points. Now, Casey have 26 points to 8. Restart by the Wolves. There's still time, but they're running out pretty quickly. They need to make things happen. The Wolves now, but it's the Warriors who have the football. It's Gum on Sway.
Geez, Dion Hitter's had a terrific match, and his second half he's really lifted his team and led by example in everything that he's done.
Certainly has Ross. Nawini again finds some space. As here's an opportunity, running down the sideline, still going. That's Samicki. And tackled, and who is it but Garmonsway. Very good work with Butson.
Gee, that was a good kick, and the chase was there, but Samicki was just able to put on a little bit of footwork and skirt his way down the sideline. Really good play for the Wolves here, and this is the opportunity we were talking about. They just need to build pressure. They need to stay patient. There's enough time for them to score points. They don't have to score in this tackle. They need to build some pressure.
Ertel, Mason, Christie, Aisi, James Aisi, he's out of play, and the Warriors, again, brilliant defence.
Just probably playing a little bit too sideways there. They needed somebody to straighten the attack. And if Aisi was going to go inside, we see Strong going underneath him. He probably needed to give that pass there and challenge him back on the inside. That just need to play a little bit straighter. I guess it was probably the space was there, and the sense of the urgency of needing to score points probably forced him to try and keep going and chasing that space there. But they need to play straight. They need to be patient. It's not a time to panic just yet. You know, they need to build pressure and start to wear out this Warriors team, who's certainly high on confidence at the moment, it must be said.
So tackle one there is McQueen. The Warriors have two tackles down as Ertel and also Tolatau involved with that one. Heater. And that was a stronger piece of tackling. That was a follow. And here's a chance, a little chip kick by Watini, and it almost comes off. He's still going. I reckon he's would have called back, but no. And in the end, it's a play on. There's a call, and Watini. How do you play that? Well, I don't know, but they managed to score 30 points to 8. Fortune favours the brave Ross.
Well, as we were saying, they're high on confidence at the moment, so they're able to risk their hand, and Watini puts a little chip kick over, and there's about 4 Warriors streaming through, and it's come off maybe off Manasi's knee there. I think he's tried to fend off Josh Kanangata, and Watini backing up on the inside like all good halfbacks do. Strolls over in the end for a nice easy try.
Really deserved that one, Joe Watini. He has tried a few things today and supported his halves partner, Sean Nawini, well, and rewarded with that try. It's right in front. Nawini makes it 32 points to 8. Restarts the Wolves.
I would have liked to see him try and catch that ball on the full there rather than letting it bounce. I think that's been a little lesson that we can all take away from this game today. Kids, if you're watching at home, catch the ball on the full.
Thanks, Roscoe. Some wise advice, you have to say, as the Warriors come through Leah. Taking Jackson is there, and also Christie, again showing some good defence. Now they look to spread it through the outside backs as here come the Warriors. They'll go in again. That's Sweet. He's got too much pace. Over again. Waka Sweet. Thank you very much. 36 points to 8.
The Warriors are really stamping themselves all over this game at the moment. I think the Wolves' spirit might be broken at the moment. A little bit of a show and go there. James Aisi take the dummy, and Waka Sweetwell doesn't he show a clean pair of heels. Josh Kanangata is no slouch, mate, and to outrun him, it was a fantastic effort.
Really showed a lot of his skill there. Did Sweet. So the combination of Sweet and Manasi proving too much for the Wolves today is Nawini again adds the extras, 38 points to 8.
Well, they need to lift here. They're playing for a bit of pride now, the Wolves. I think the game might have escaped them a bit. So they need to make sure that they rip in for each other and finish off the season on a positive note, or as positive as the situation will allow it to be.
Warriors bring it back. That's Smalley getting a run, keeping it alive nicely. Still going, and another try here to Warriors. That's Manasi. Again, 42 points to 8. It's raining tries here in Lagama Park.
Certainly is, and it's the terrific offload there from Casey's number 15, Denny Smalley, that really set up the play. Some tired defenders around the middle from the Wolves weren't able to shut that down. And as we say, the Warriors are just flying at the moment.
Breathtaking at times here in a sun-drenched Langama Park, showing all their skills. Nawini gets another. It's 44 points to 8. 60 seconds to go of this preliminary final.
With not much of this game remaining, it's Casey Warriors thoughts will start to think about Sunbury Tigers next week down at Casey. The game's going to be played at Casey Fields, so they'll be starting to think about that and turn their thoughts and attention to that.
So the Warriors winding down the clock as Leah. Nice little play there. In fact, Butson has it. And it's all over. There you go. Preliminary final is done. Casey, emphatic victors, 44 points to 8 over the Northwest Wolves. So Dion, a tough game, but a good win in the end.
Yeah, it was tough. The first 20 was quite enduring. But I suppose once you get past that first 20 with a big side like that, you just got to put your shapes on, your block shapes, come out on top. After 40 minutes was tough, 80 minutes was even better. So come out with the win is good.
What was the half-time talk?
Complete our sets, get to our kick, use the wind. Wind was a big factor, especially when you got a kicker like Sean Nawini. Get you down there, put a good chase on, and D up.
And next week, how's the injuries looking?
Injuries are always a big key every week. Always seem to bounce back quite good, especially grand final. I mean, you can't take anything away from the grand final. Injuries or not, you'll still be involved. Key players, obviously, ice up tonight and come back next week stronger.
Good luck.
Thank you.